Hey guys, what's up? It's Dave. I'm going to do my weekly analysis. It's a little late. I had a lot of travels this week, so I was not this weekend, a little getaway. So I wasn't able to do it on Sunday night like usual. So we do have the bias of what today is like. Here I have on the weekly, I did organize it within position of 5-day range. I'm not going to change much out of this, but however, looking back at last week, we did have a bounce around this 565 level, right near these highs here, which could have been a potential leading to a rally, which a lot of people have been talking about. So it's like when a lot of people are talking about it, is it actually going to happen? I don't know. So obviously today we're not getting that. S&P is down 2.2%. We got a lot of selling going on. This market is looking weak. I've been reading a lot of stuff like, hey, is Trump trying to lead the US into a recession for rates to go down or something like that? I don't know. I don't understand that stuff. I just look at charts. And right now the charts, they don't look too hot overall. So going back to the weekly, there's a SPY. This could be distribution. This could be a little whoopsies, a look below and fail. It just depends on how much supply comes out of the top here. There's a lot of quote unquote trapped longs up here. So if everybody starts to get fearful, they might want to liquidate, and that supply could potentially push the market lower. I'm not predicting anything, just a thought, an idea of what could potentially happen. We are at the weekly 50 SMA there. So maybe we get a bounce here. I'm not sure. Looking at the Qs, looking pretty similar. Range, broke the range. We did get a bounce. Let's see if that bounce was at a significant area, kind of near this level here. 480, we are now below that. We are below the inclining 50 SMA on the weekly. I don't know if inclining is the right word. Either way, we're below that, and QQQs are down 3.5%. Looking at Dow Jones, this is still kind of in range. However, it's looking like price may want to break the lows of next week. Not sure. Starting the week off with a topping tail, but if I didn't have today's bias, I would probably be saying, hey, maybe we get a little upside. Maybe this is a higher low versus this low. It really just depends. But overall, this one's still just kind of in a range. That's how I see it. IWM, I think this is just sloppy still. Yeah, I'm not going to be touching IWM here. If we zoom out, it's getting to an interesting level at a 200 SMA plus that, let's just call it 198, 200 level, where it is kind of held in that area before where it was prior supply. But overall, just kind of sloppy. I wouldn't touch it. I'm not going to touch it. Equally weighted RSP, S&P 500 to RSP equally weighted. We're still kind of holding this breakout level here of 171. So overall market's still kind of in range between, I'd say 172 and 182. Again, if I didn't have the bias of today, the information from today, I'd say, hey, maybe this is a potential low, a bounce off the 50 SMA on the weekly. Maybe this is a potential higher low, versus this low here. Maybe we get a bounce and create a higher high, and then we can start an uptrend. However, I don't know. It's not really looking like that, even though, yeah, I don't know. So UNG is looking strong. Nice curling natural gas. I've heard there's a lot of talk that natural gas might be the trade of the year. I don't really know. I don't know much about it. However, what I do know is that weekly looks nice. You can see that it's kind of has a rounding bottom. It is breaking out of this prior supply area around 20 bucks. I can see maybe... let's see, what do we got next? 31. So that's a pretty solid move higher. XLP weekly hitting prior supply zones. A lot of topping tails here, so there's sellers up here. We'll see if we get a pullback eventually to create a potential higher low versus this 76. Either way, XLP is still the strongest looking sector, I think. XLV healthcare looking decent, still consolidating. Closed last week above these highs here. Nice bottoming tail, and so far this week it looks like it's getting bought up. So we shall see how that continues on. Energy, big bottoming tail, hit off this trend line here, which it kind of continues to respect. It's a little off how it's loading, but just something to watch as it compresses in between these. Utilities, this is holding what, 76 here. If we zoom out, still holding the highs so far. So this might be just consolidating up here, could be distributing. It's at the inclining 50 SMA. Gold, this has been pretty strong. Just a little selling last week, but I mean, we shouldn't be shocked at that. It's probably profit taking from this nice run up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row. 2 weeks ago, had a little profit taking. Last week was an inside week. And you know, I'll be watching like how whatever direction gold would want to break out of this type of look right here. That might be an interesting play as it gets tight in there. Whatever way it breaks, you could potentially go. I don't trade gold a lot. I'm just kind of aware of it, just kind of like all of this stuff. Industrials weekly breaking down out of this kind of wedge pattern here, breaking. You know, I'd say, hey, it held last week. It held above that trend line. Nice bounce off the 50 SMA. So we'll see what the rest of this week brings. XLRE is that yeah, real estate. Last week it held above this range. You know, I've been saying this kind of has a head and shoulders, reverse head and shoulders type look. This is down here was a neckline, push off that neckline, and now it's trying to hold this 42 level again, which was supply here in the past. I don't know if it's super significant though, but you know, maybe we can get a test of those 45s. I'm not sure. Overall though, I don't know. I won't be throwing a lot of money into the market right now. Overall, there's a lot of headline news, there's a lot of tariffs, there's a lot of geopolitical stuff going on that is causing market uncertainty. And let me go back to XLF here. Kind of looks interesting, except wait a minute. Holy cow, wait, 3.3, no, 3.10. Okay, it's not even showing the volume. Wait a minute, I got a little confused there, sorry. XLF, huge volume bar, engulfing bearish candle, a lot of weeks taken out here, and it closed. So we'll see how much supply wants to come out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 week kind of consolidation with last week's move from financials. XLY, just heading lower. It's at the 50 SMA now, weekly that is. And then XLC, as you can see last week, it was Friday that had that big bounce. It's short covering at the end of the week. You know, people don't want to hold shorts over the weekend, which I did, but in general, just because of headline news and things like that. But, you know, you can see that tech is just getting smoked. Moving lower, breaking last week's lows. Maybe we have, let me draw another potential area of interest here. Maybe that right there, 204 is next. And then if that breaks, I can see maybe 191. We'll see how that actually plays out though. Just everything, I'm hands off. I took a couple of shots at Tesla. I was shorting SMTC last week. It was a bad trade on my end. Let's see where it's at now. 32, yeah, 03. I might short this again. We shall see. Focus, David, focus. All right. If we want to take a look at, you know, sectors, let me put this in top 5. What's looking strong? Consumer staples. TAN, I guess, is bouncing now, but last week bottoming tail. This kind of looks like an undercut, a look below and fail. This $30 could be a nice risk point. So TAN might be starting to consolidate here and kind of find a base. Who knows? But overall, just things are not like, if we want to look at well, lithium had my eye. Let's see, what did this end up doing? I don't know, just chopping around in a range here. If we look at uranium, this, you know, near prior support levels here. We'll see what that wants to do. Where is SMH? SMH getting smoked. It's finally, so it broke out of this consolidation area. Look at that last week. Closed below it. I don't remember looking at this. I don't quite remember it. So maybe here would be, so it's at a potential level, in my opinion, for a potential bounce. If it doesn't hold here, I can definitely see 200 coming. Semi's looking weak. Semi's looking weak. Jets had a huge run. And now, woo, nice little rounding top here at the inclining weekly 50 SMA. Kind of surpassed an interesting spot here and didn't really respect it too much. Let's look at that level there. I can maybe it's going to come back down to retest this 21 flat level, and maybe start to consolidate for a couple weeks and then bounce. But you know, this is a pretty sharp drop from 26 to 21. I can see it maybe bounce maybe 50%, and the continuation on down, especially, you know, if talks and fears of a recession are true. I don't know, I'm not calling anything, but what I am doing is just leaving my hands clean. I'm trying to play bounces. I'm not the best at it yet. I failed today with an attempt of a Tesla bounce, and all it did was go lower. I bought it soon. It was stupid to me, but either way, this is just continues to break down. Poor Tesla. That's unfortunate. That's getting to an interesting level here. You know, this might be headed to 200 bucks, which would be also unfortunate. Let's take a look at the heavyweights of the indices, the NASDAQ, and then the S&P 500. They are, so these guys, they make up what, 56%? I measured out, this is a few weeks ago, the NASDAQ, and then I think these guys weigh like 40% or so. So they're estimates. I made the cutoff at 2%, just so you guys know. So these are the heaviest names in the sector, heaviest weighted names, that is. So if we just, you know, go in position of 5 days, OBGO, just look at, what I like to do is look at the daily MAs, right? Just for a quick screen. I'm not even interested in longs. If shorter term MAs aren't trending upwards, and certainly if the midterm like 50 SMA is not upwards, and the 200 SMA, certainly not interested in longs if that's not going upwards either. So all these short-term MAs are going down. To me, everything is just still falling, trying to find a bid. There's not even consolidation here. These little bounces, lows are breaking lower. So we are in a pattern of of lower highs and lower lows, which is the definition of a downtrend. So again, this is just another reason there's a lot of supply overhead here in Microsoft. Interesting level for Microsoft is that, which is now under also. What could be next? I'm going to put that there. What could be next? I would say that maybe 365. Yeah, maybe it's closing low there. So, well, sorry, it's only 1 o'clock, but it's holding low, right? So if we look at, what was I just on? Microsoft. Did I even look at OBGO? Did it? It's moving around because it's live data. Sorry. Microsoft, Nvidia, curling down underneath the 200 SMA, underneath the 50 SMA. My hands are off. Lower highs, lower low. My hands are off. Let's go Costco. Maybe, you know, this is kind of failing here, but let me draw out some levels real quick. What can we see? Maybe this 916 holds, bounce, confluence with the 200 SMA. But I'm not, you know, the only long terms that I am indeed in is Tesla, because I have a pretty decent average and Hood, which I have a very good average, and I've been slowly adding them. I am also in Amazon, but I might just wipe my hands clean of that as it's closing underneath the 200 SMA there. It just depends. It depends. But you know, if you're in this for a long term, this is all discount stuff. You like good companies at a discount? There you go. Especially if you're in here longer term. This isn't ideal for those that have already been in, maybe those that are individuals that are retired, living off retirement accounts and things like that. At least that's how I understand it. But oh no, I don't know. For me personally, long term, it's good. Apple, you know, I guess this has been holding relatively strong, and this might be the reason why the market is selling off more so now, because it's down 5%. Big bearish engulfing candle here on the daily, not looking strong. Already went over these. Berkshire Hathaway. This is, again, I'm on the S&P 500 heavyweights. Is this at its highs? This is near its highs, bouncing off the 20 SMA, so that's pretty solid. Breakout of this consolidation. This could be a breakout and retest type look. Maybe a long would be decent here. I don't know. I forget if I went over Google, but it's not looking the best. JPM got smoked. I'm not touching that. I don't like bloody hands. I'm not catching anything that's falling. Eli Lilly, interesting spot here at 83.30. It bounced here off of this double bottom type look. We will see if it wants to continue higher, though. Shorter term MAs are curling down, 50 SMA. So, you know, I don't trade. This is a death cross, 50 crossing 200. And then, you know, if price wants to bounce over the next few days, maybe it'll have a golden cross. I don't trade crosses, but some people do. I don't. Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla. I already went over those. Visa is another one I did not go over yet. Visa's at the inclining 50 SMA. This could be a potential buy spot. I'm not buying anything. I'm actually short bias at the moment. I will put that out there. I don't know how long. I don't care. I'm a short-term person, trader. So I go with the ebbs and flows of the short to moderate term market. I'm not calling a recession. I'm not calling a bear market. Get that straight. I'm going with the flow. I'm going with what is moving, and things that are moving to the downside, specifically breaking lows, breaking consolidations, things like that. Kind of like I'm looking for looks like XRX had, like this low consolidation, break the low. I'm still in this. Either way, okay. That is overall look for the market this week. I, again, am looking for, you know, continuation down, I suppose. A lot of people are talking about a bounce. Sure as hell ain't happening today. You know, maybe this just gives more juice for a bounce later on in the week. Maybe we get a lot of short covering by Thursday and Friday. I don't know. I'm just playing the price action. And yeah, this even broke here. If we want to look real quick, let's go look at SPX. I measured out these percentages, how far we're down. So we're around 8% or so, maybe 8.5%, 9% would be around here. You know, but if we zoom out and look at the daily, look at the volume profile, this is the 200 SMA here. This is an anchored VWAP from something. The lows from October 23. So those are the lows that started the this bull run here. I'm sorry, I lied. October 22. That's what started. Well, hell, let me put that there. I'm curious. So level of interest, the lows, kind of this flag here from October of 23. That's around 10% or so, or is that 12%? Right now, if we go from the highs to the low, we're down close to 8.5% from the highs. I don't know when or if we're gonna get a bounce. If I look at, where's RSI here? I thought I had it on here. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that's helpful. A lot of selling. I'm not throwing a lot of cash in the market right now. I'll be sitting on my hands waiting for some bid to show, maybe some consolidation and some turning upwards. But until that happens, I am not strongly biased. Long swings, bounces might be a long trader's friend, not long-term like buyer's friend. I'm gonna have to work on a strategy how to do that. All right, thanks for your time. Hopefully that is helpful. Trade safe, manage your risk. Later.